Is your garage full of old paint that you'll never use? I know mine is. Avocado green, hot pink, antique white. That is a nice shade of white, though. You know, it's easy to recycle your paint all over California. Keep what you need and recycle the rest. Find a drop-off site near you at paintcare.org.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. What's good? All righty now. How's it going today? You got your host, Chill Dizzo, representing from Los Angeles, live from the West Coast. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We in the jungle out here. But guess what? It's President's Day.
You got your host, Kiwi Chanel, here, representing Los Angeles. We live. Let me get my call.
So, we want to talk about what's going on in the world today, being that it's President's Day. And our new president now is Donald Trump. 2017. Our 45th president, 46th president, I'm not sure the number, but I think it's the 45th president.
Oh, okay.
But Donald Trump, Mr. You're fired, Mr. Apprentice, running the world, and he been making some major moves in his first 20 days in office, I'd say, 25 days in office. There were 3 executive orders I know he signed right when he got in. One, dismantling the Transatlantic Pacific Partnership Agreement, also known as the TPP, which pretty much allowed us to import and export goods between countries, abroad. Now that's no more. Wow. I mean, among other things, he's trying to get that wall cracking.
The wall.
Blocking all these illegal immigrants coming into the U.S. He's, I can't remember what the third thing is, but those 2 topics just right there. Just, he's signing an executive order. And, there's all this talk, like everybody's like really trying to bash him. And, it's almost like it's hard to even be a Trump supporter today because, if you say anything positive about the man, the people that are against Trump are going to fight. Like they're ready to take you down just for supporting the man. But I really want to see him make some changes. There's been so many presidents in office that said they were going to do this and that for the people. And at the end of the day, it's been their own agendas. It's been what they call the global elite agenda, not necessarily the agenda for the people, what our needs are. But who really understands politics? Do y'all really know how this system works these days? Why the world is really the way it is? Your vote? And how we even got to this position that we in?
Right.
It's crazy, but
I feel like my vote didn't even count.
Man.
Because I voted for Hillary, and I still am, sitting here in shock. damn, we really have Trump as the president, as our president of the United States. Like, this crazy man that be on Twitter talking crazy, like, he's just a regular person. I mean, he is a regular person, but who does that? Like, I mean,
who goes on Twitter and just speaks literally what comes to their mind, no filter?
what celebrity does it?
Well, you got a lot of people now, using Twitter to, get things off their chest. But the reality is, everybody's watching. And now, you can't take it back because everybody saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And today, everybody got an opinion about everything. So you got to really be careful what you say, And here we have a man who really don't care what he says,
Right.
running, our world. But at the same time, my theory is we need an asshole to get this world together.
Right.
We need an asshole.
Right.
Because if you're a nice person, people feel like you can take advantage of a nice person.
That's true.
So I think that, he's just letting people know that, he don't take no shit. And he don't give a fuck. Like, he gonna do what he want to do, what he feels is, I guess, important, and he's well knowledgeable about, on an economic level, because, I mean, this man was the king of enterprise, okay?
I mean, there's one thing to be an asshole, but there's another thing to just be arrogant and be full of yourself.
True.
Like, and that's what he's portraying to me. He's not portraying just an asshole, only an asshole. He's portraying asshole with arrogance and that's full of himself.
Yeah.
That's what he's portraying to me. So it's like, I'm disgusted, really, that it's all going down like this.
Oh, man. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but good old Hillary wasn't really all that good, sweetie.
Right.
I mean, even though you voted for her.
I feel like anything was better than Trump, though. So, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, everybody got their dirt, that they've done. And how they present themselves after they do their dirt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got some people that will deceive you and lie to you,
Mm-hmm.
And they doing you dirty. Donald Trump is a brother well, he ain't a brother, but this is a man that, I think he would let us know, look, this is, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing all this fucked up shit to you, and he ain't lying. He ain't hiding it.
Right.
He's outspoken.
He'll tell it like it is.
And to me,
like it really is.
I'm like, that's a mover and a shaker right there. So what if y'all don't like him?
Right.
He gonna make some moves up in the White House. He gonna start turning heads and raising eyebrows and getting people, to really start paying attention to all the dirt and scandal and corruption that's been going on from the beginning of time. We've been getting fucked as a people since day one. So,
you think he's gonna bring all that stuff out? Like, you think he'll really shine a light on those type of things, like that's been happening in the White House?
I do. I really do.
What?
Because, see, first of all, you got to think of it like this. This man has he has been very successful with business,
Mm-hmm.
and he has learned how America works.
Right.
Like he's a master of economics. Would you agree?
Okay.
When you are a successful business person,
right,
you are like a master of economics. You understand the relationship between the consumer, which is the people,
right,
and you understand, I guess, money.
Okay.
And how money works.
Yeah, that's true when you're a real good business.
You know
person.
what I'm saying?
And know about that stuff.
And America's financial structure has been messed up for a long time. Like, we've had unemployment.
True.
But all the jobs is leaving the country.
Right. But you've seen
for cheap labor
years and years over that not one person is going to help the whole world. Not one person is going to help the whole world.
Well,
because Bush was there, Obama was there, and it's still fluctuating.
But what people have to understand is, you have to really understand politics. One person is being the representative for the people, but what's happening is you got what's called people who are like special interest groups, and people who are what you call lobbyists. And they go to Washington and they got big money. And they're the ones that's putting money in all these state assemblymen and House members. Those are the ones that's getting, all these like campaign contributions.
Right.
To have their way. Like for example, the cigarette companies. They pay Washington big money so that they can sell shit that kills people.
Okay, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like people like that in the world, these big businesses that, special interests, they got their own stuff that they want to happen in the world. It's not the president that's deciding what is going to happen for the world.
Right.
It's the big business and the big corporations that's making all the decisions.
Right.
And that's what people don't know. People don't understand how politics really, really works. He's just the face. He's just the spokesperson. He's the president. But all the real decision making and, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff is being dictated by big business.
Okay, well, with that being said, we're going to take a musical break. Okay?
All right.
And we'll continue to talk about maybe my President's Day later, after the musical break.
Everything look perfect. Shirt matching my shoes, make my big game look perfect. Candy paint, I'm surfing. Yellow bitch beside me, and she look so perfect. Hoes look so thirsty. Everything perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these goofies thirsty. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these goofies thirsty. Everything look perfect. Big game perfect. Color coordinated with my whip, that's perfect. Pull up to the club and start flexing for nothing. Yellow bone with me, and she got me niggas thirsty. Hoes look thirsty, cause everything perfect. Shots of Patron back to back, I feel perfect. I'm not Gucci man, but you can call me Mr. Perfect. Green game bitch, more money sounds perfect. Everything look perfect. Shirt matching my shoes, make my big game look perfect. Candy paint, I'm surfing. Yellow bitch beside me, and she look so perfect. Hoes look so thirsty, everything perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these goofies thirsty. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these goofies thirsty. I got a perfect bitch. she match my perfect whip. I call her Miss Parker, she fit below them hips. She too classy for them J's, she wearing red bottoms. And she a red bone, she got a red bottom. She got it from her mama, so that's just what I call her. She's so perfect, I think that's why I like to call her. She opened up them legs at a perfect angle. I don't fuck with chicken heads, no Bojangle. Everything look perfect, shirt matching my shoes, make my big game look perfect. Candy paint, I'm served. Yellow bitch beside me, and she look so perfect. Hoes look so thirsty, everything perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these stupid nerves. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these stupid nerves. Everything look perfect. Shirt matching my shoes, make my big game look perfect. Candy paint, I'm served. Yellow bitch beside me, and she look so perfect. Hoes look so thirsty, everything perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these stupid nerves. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. Everything look perfect. I got these stupid nerves. Perfect.
All right, that was Perfect by Ayo Pusha. This is Music and Lifestyle on Yellow Blues Radio. Welcome back. We're talking about our president, Donald Trump, on maybe my President's Day. You have your host, Miss Kiwi Shamel and Chill Dizzo on the air.
How's everybody doing? I'm back, and I'm still on fire about this political situation. Because, okay, you got a lot of people, like, he's not my president. They not feeling him. Everybody is really passionate about this man with no political background whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Running the country. But, in my opinion, it's like, okay, like I was saying earlier, a lot of decisions are not really made by him, though. Like, it's people with money paying for the decision.
Right.
That's happening in government. So pretty much he's just like a spokesperson. It's like he's listening to all the different stuff that people want done in the world, and it's pretty much going to the highest bidder.
Right.
But
whoever could pay the most money for it.
Right. Somebody might be like, you know what? We want, to traffic kids, human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Right. Human trafficking right now is like, it's a big issue in the world.
It is.
But you got people, who are into that. And they'll be like, you know what, we're going to give you so much money to not really stress about what we doing over here. Let us make our money how we getting it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just keep giving y'all money to do, make sure y'all don't see us.
That is crazy.
I'm telling you. And then at the same time, start making, whatever, like, let's say, like, just make up something like, they'll be like, you know what, let's start making bananas on the West Coast.
Right.
But at the same time, ignore us over here doing this human trafficking. Here's $2 million towards your campaign. Like, that's how it works. Like,
right.
It'd be something crazy like that. But because this person is, your supporter, you know what I mean? Because they didn't get
to go.
You got to go with what they want.
Right. Because that's your supporter. That's who's paying for your campaign. That's who's paying for all of your sponsorships, everything.
So the things that he may want to do, it might not be coming from him.
Right.
And see, that's, it's what you call, the elite. It's people in higher places that have an agenda.
Right.
It's people that they tired of, all this, low poverty, crime. People who don't have money, it leads to crime.
Right.
Dangerous neighborhood, and this is, the viewpoint of people who are not living, let's say, like most people are living.
Right.
You know, they getting a false sense of reality anyway because they
Mm-hmm.
not living like how we live.
Right.
But who's really the voice of the people?
Not us.
Look, who's representing the people?
Not us.
Look, we need to get in office.
Right.
We need to shake, rattle, and roll some things up.
Exactly.
Because this last election, a lot of people were split. Nobody, you know, really wanted to vote for Hillary, and a lot of people really didn't want to vote for Trump.
Right.
Like, it was hard to make a decision.
It really was. I know when I voted, I was like, man, I don't know who to vote for. I really didn't want to vote, but I knew that not voting at all meant that my voice wasn't even heard. And I wanted my voice to at least be heard some way, form, or fashion. So the fact that we didn't win this year, it doesn't mean that my voice wasn't heard to me. It means more like that it wasn't enough voices being heard, maybe. You know, maybe it wasn't enough voices being heard, or maybe it wasn't enough money. That's all. It just wasn't enough money in the campaign. And that's point blank, period.
You want my opinion?
Go ahead.
I think that in actuality, you know, what's happening is the controls a lot of public opinion.
True.
The media is shaping what we even think about politics. We get all of our knowledge and information about what's going on from the media.
Right.
Newspapers, the news, and now we have, you know, alternative news, which is internet, you know,
right.
People doing YouTube, you know, videos, you know, just being able to get your voice heard now.
Right.
You know, because at the end of the day, they're telling us things that might not be true. You got to remember that too. You know, you got to be able to separate the truth from fiction. You know, and you got to still research your facts. You know, regardless of what you're seeing.
Right.
You know,
they put a lot of false news and information out there. Right.
And now the thing is that Trump is trying to address the fact that, you know, we got all these fake news. You know, all these people, you know, he listed them. He called them the enemies of the state. He called the New York Times. He called ABC, NBC. Man, who else? Like, just the major newspapers. He's calling these people enemies of the state because they're giving people lies.
Right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as being enemies of the state, but
that is a harsh statement to make.
That is harsh.
Right?
That is definitely harsh. I mean, lying to the people is a bad thing. Like, that is bad. But enemies of the state, that's going way too far.
But think of it like this, okay? So they're lying to us by showing us stuff on the news. Let's say, for example, in Saudi Arabia, you know, this ISIS.
Right.
You know, all this, you know, terror. You know, they show us certain pictures, but then they give us different narratives.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
That's fake news.
That's fake news. So we walking around here thinking, oh my God, this is really happening. And
right.
But what's happening is they just giving us a different twist on some shit and telling us, you know, what they want us to know.
Right.
Trump is like, look, I'm trying to disseminate all these lies, and I want to be the one to just keep it 100 with y'all and just, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, you know, him flying off the handle sometimes is, it's like you got to appreciate it because at least he ain't lying to us, you know.
Right, that's true. At least he's not giving us any false news.
Right.
He's not
like,
giving us any
being
false
100. He's keeping it real.
Right.
You know?
As real as possible.
Right. So here he go now, on the 16th of February, giving a press conference addressing his ties to Russia. Okay, the media is telling us that he been hooked up to Russia, that he been connected to Russia. But he's announcing that he ain't ever been connected to them.
What?
Well, hey, we got to wrap this up. What are your opinions? What y'all think about some of the stuff we done presented to you guys, huh? Holla back in our next show.
Yeah. Come call in.
Next week.
Check us out next week on Mondays, every Monday, with your host Kiwi Shamel and Chill Dizzo. Call in. We want to hear from you. Call in our next show, 46668-2430. All right. We love everybody, and we're glad that you came to visit our show. See you next show.
Is your garage full of old paint that you'll never use? I know mine is. Avocado green, hot pink, antique white. That is a nice shade of white, though. You know, it's easy to recycle your paint all over California. Keep what you need and recycle the rest. Find a drop-off site near you at paintcare.org.
Tonight, it's an all-new Voice, and everyone is talking about TV's cutest couple.
Blake and Adam are so cute.
Wait a minute, I was going to say Blake and Gwen.
Oh, yeah, that works too.
The Voice blind auditions, tonight at 8/7 Central on NBC.
Blake and Adam.
More than 200 people a day are moving to North Texas with no signs of slowing down. With all that growth comes big problems. How are North Texas cities keeping up? From construction to infrastructure. We'll show you the biggest projects happening around DFW. All this week on NBC5 Today.